So I'm here with the last of the 7 spiritual laws I've been teaching on. So the final law of 7 in this book is the law of Dharma, which is like the law of purpose, which says that the absolute consciousness, the field, as he refers to it as the field of pure potentiality in this book, is divine in its essence, and it takes human form for a particular purpose, to fulfill a purpose, and that's why each and every one of us is here, and we are all a part of that, an essential part of that. So he says there's 3 components to this law. The first is discover your higher self, your spiritual self. He says it like this: we must find out for ourselves that inside us is a god or goddess in embryo that wants to be born so that we can express our divinity. So we start not with the individual, even though we have an individual gift, but we start with the ways that we are part of the whole, because that's what Dharma is. Dharma is the big, the analogy I often use with Dharma is like if the entire universe was a tapestry, the tapestry is Dharma. The way it's all woven together is Dharma, and your Svadharma, which means your own personal part of that, is like the one thread that is essential to create that picture, right? You are that thread. You think about it that way. So first is, though, to connect to that bigger picture, the bigger tapestry of life, the ways that we are all part of that. Then find your purpose, your gift, what you have to offer to the world, what you, in particular, uniquely have to offer. So even if it's something that other people are good at too, it's because there is going to be things that lots of people are good at. No one is going to do it in exactly the way that you do. And you are here to do it exactly the way that you do it. And the key thing with this is, how do you know what that thing is for sure? Because you feel joy when you're doing it, because there's pleasure, right? It's not, oh, can I make the most money doing that thing? No, that's not it, right? It's not, can I get the best job doing that thing? No. It's how much joy do I feel doing that thing, right? Joy is an essential part of this. And you know you're doing your Dharma when there is joy. And the last is service to humanity. So it's the shift from what is that thing going to do for me, that gift, to how can I use that gift to help others. And he says really uniquely, he says you shift, when you do that, you're shifting from the realm of the ego to the realm of the spirit. And he says, meditation is the most direct way to connect to spirit. That's why one of the goals in yoga is meditation and making that connection. And so if meditation is your practice and you've got that, okay, great. But he says the second best way of making that connection to spirit is to say, how can I help? How can I serve? Because it circles back to that first one that says, oh, I'm part of this bigger picture. I'm not, it is me out here, and my gifts are important, but they're not any more important than anyone else's. They're not any better than anyone else's. We are all essential. We are all part of this big tapestry. And how can my gifts serve to make that tapestry even more beautiful? So in terms of what we do on our mat, often what I hear is, I can't do that pose, I'm falling out of it, I'm, whatever the things, right? Run your thing that you say to yourself in your head, I'm not good at that pose, I'm not good at balancing, I'm not good at whatever it is, and come back to, you were created to be exactly who you are. You were created to be in the body that you are in. And you just keep remembering that. And it's not about creating some form or shape with your body, I guess it's a little part of it, if in creating that shape or form in your body moves you towards grace and love and joy and pleasure, and you're like, okay, do that thing. But if it is in any way not doing that, then that's not the thing to do in that moment, Or it's, can I do the best that I can do in that thing, and that be enough? Because it is enough. Because it is what you are meant to do in that pose, in your body, in that moment. And I know that sounds, as my 20-year-old would say, hippy dippy yoga, whatever. I won't use the word he uses. Living in an army barracks, there's a lot of language that comes out. But it's not that, you know, it's legit. Your body was put together in the way that it was put together because it's exactly how it's supposed to be, which isn't to say you can't get more flexible or you can't get more strong within that form. You can, of course, and that's part of what we're doing. But the first is, can I do it with joy? Can I do it with love? You know, what is my gift to give? And if you are beating yourself up, whether it's during yoga or doing anything that you're doing, you are not bringing that gift to the world, and the world needs it. It's why you're here. Okay, that's the thoughts. Let's bring it into some movement, but let's first, again, go back to that first component, which is discover your spiritual self. Find the God or goddess embryo within you. So as you close your eyes, turn towards that part of yourself. Turn to the essence of divinity that is alive within you, that is pulsing through your veins, that is beating your heart, that is breathing your breath, that is alive inside of you. That is your skin, that is your muscles, that is your bones, that is everything that makes you exactly who you are. And if you deny any part of that, any part of any of those things, you deny the world your gifts. You deprive the world of your gifts. And the world wants your gifts. The universe needs you to be exactly who you are. Because that's what upholds the totality of the universe. You are absolutely an essential part of that. Take another moment to just feel your way into that, even if it feels uncomfortable for you in any way. Here is the space where you can let go of that discomfort and embrace it. Then bring your hands together in front of your heart. You know, the sound Om itself that we start and end with is the sound that holds all sounds. It is the totality of all the sounds of the universe. We can hear the totality of sounds of the universe at once. It would sound like Om. And so when we chant it, we are just attuning ourselves to the laws of Dharma, the bigger picture, the whole song, the whole symphony that is to be sung that we are a part of. So we'll start with 3 Oms, taking a deep breath. Heart of hearts to the divine essence that is your inner self. Bow your head gently. When you're ready, finish your hands. Okay. We're going to start standing up today, actually. So come on up to standing. Okay. Okay. So stand with your feet about hip distance apart. Maybe a little wider, actually. A little wider than hip distance. Bend your knees. Poke your hips back. So instead of bending your knees and letting your weight come forward into your knees, stick your butt back behind you. Yep, that's good. Good. And then do a little cat and cow standing here. So as you inhale, arch your back, lift your chest, draw your shoulders back. And as you exhale, drop your tailbone, drop your head, let your spine round. And as you inhale, arch, lift your chest, shoulders back, looking up. Good. Exhale, round your spine. Let your head release, and then do 1 or 2 more breaths here. Just connecting to your rhythm. Good. And then go a little wider apart with your feet. Over here, that's it. Good, go a little wider apart with your feet. And we're gonna go into this, turn your hands around this way, so fingertips pointing in. Good, drop your left shoulder towards your right knee. Don't take your left knee with you, so press your left knee wide with your hand, but drop your shoulder down, so you're getting a little hip stretch and a little twist. Yeah, push your right knee wide. No, left knee, sorry, left knee. Both knees, but left knee. Good, come to center. That's it, and then other side. Drop your right shoulder towards your left knee. Press your right knee wide. Look up over the left shoulder if that's comfortable for your neck. If it's not, just look down. And then inhale, come to center. Over to the first side again. Sit your hips back a little more. Push down with your right hand. Twist a little more to the right. That's it. And then inhale, center. And over to the other side. Push the right knee wide. Twist your belly, your upper body to the left. Good. And come to center. Come on all the way up. Grab your blocks. Turn and face the long edge of your mat for this one. You're going to step your feet a little wider. Your blocks can be high, they can be low, whatever setting works for you. And then we're going to do a little bend and straighten here. So same idea as when we bent the knees before. So hips back, chest forward. So bend your knees deeply, like towards a squat. Arch your back and look forward. Good. Then straighten your legs, turn your toes in, let your spine just round over. And then inhale, turn your toes out a little bit, sit your hips maybe a little lower, back a little farther. Good. Turn your toes in, fold over. And one more time like that. Toes out a little bit. Lengthen your spine. Good. Toes in a little bit, round your spine. Okay, come back to bent knees. Walk your hands up your legs. And come on up. Then grab your strap now. Okay. And then hold it about shoulder width apart. In front of you. You can face whatever direction this one doesn't matter. But let your arms just hang for a moment and set up your feet well. So have your feet about hip distance and parallel for this one. Good, make your legs strong. So fire up the muscles of your legs. And try to feel that your thigh bones are back stacked over your ankles. So if you're standing and your thigh bones are sort of popped forward, so they're coming over your toes, move your thigh bones back. So the bones of your legs are stacked. And then draw your tailbone down, tone your belly, draw the outer glutes in a little bit. Good, then hands out in front of you, a little bit wider than hip width. Stretch your arms straight, like you're trying to pull the strap apart. Good, and then with your next inhale, just take your arms up. Press your armpits back and your hands back, but keep your belly strong. Good, exhale, and let the arms float back down. Good, inhale, come up again. Pull the strap. Try to feel like you're pulling the whole shoulder girdle, your collarbones, your shoulder blades wide. Exhale. Lower down, do one more. Inhale. If you can go a little farther back so the arms are coming back behind you a little bit, if that feels okay on your shoulders, you can do it that way. If that bothers your shoulders, of course, keep arms a little bit more in the front plane of the body. Good. Exhale and lower down. Go wider with your hands, so pretty wide, like almost as wide as you can go. Yeah, you might need to open it up. Okay, that one. Good, or make the loop really small so that it's in one side. All right, and then we're gonna go up and around the back. Yeah, so go as wide as you need to. So go really wide, go wider, wider. Take your hands wider, Shree. More, wider. Good, then up and around. That's it. Good, up and around. And if this bothers your shoulder, just go to here, right? You don't have to go all the way around. If that feels pain in any way in the shoulder, skip that part. Just go up and down like we did the first time. Okay, if you've got one more in you, do one more, or just to here, or all the way back behind. Yeah, making that face means not healthy for your body. Okay, come up here, stretch your arms up wide, and then you're gonna pull with your right arm down. So it's like this. Yep. Press up through your left arm, pull down with your right arm, pull your armpits back a little bit, Draw your head back, relax your neck. Good, inhale, both arms up, and then pull with the left. Try to stretch your right arm straight up. That's it. Pull down with the left arm. And it can be in front of you. Again, if shoulders bother you, the strap can be in front. It can be in back if your shoulders feel okay. Good, do go up again one more time, and then lower it in front. Go a little narrower, like split the difference between the first one and the second one. And then go up and squeeze down. Elbows down, squeeze the upper back muscles. Inhale, come up, and exhale, lower down. Couple more like that. Inhale, arms up. Again, arms can be in front of the body or behind. Pull the shoulders, the elbows back and down, just like that. Could be in front or in back, either way. Inhale, and bring the arms back down, and do one more. Let the arms float up. Good. And okay, good. Arms up. And set the strap aside for now. Thank goodness. Okay. Okay, let's take a side body stretch. So arms up. Clasp your right wrist with your left hand. Lean to the left. Good. And then leaning left, do a little cat and cow here. Just arch a little bit and round a little bit so you're getting the stretch all along the whole back of your body, the whole side of your body, the front of the right side, the back of the right side. Do one more little cat and cow movement. Good, and then hold just straight to the side for one more breath. That's it. And inhale, come up and switch, clasp your left hand. Get tall through the left side and then lean to the left and you mount. Cat and cow a little bit, a little round, a little arch. Good. A little arch, just feeling your way into yourself with your breath. You hit a tight spot, when you hit resistance in your body, again, just come back to remembering you were built exactly as you were meant to. Honor that. Good, lean straight to the side. Again, it doesn't mean we can't stretch more or strengthen more, all of those things. It just means honor where you are first. Good, inhale, come up. Exhale, just let the arms float down on your sides. Good, roll out your shoulders a couple of times, roll back, and then roll forward. Okay, now come to steady legs again. So set up your Tadasana well. Face the front of your mat and put your blocks in front of you, actually. Let's do that first so that we're here and we're ready. Okay. Okay, good. So stand in front of your blocks. I'm going to face you guys just so I'm watching you. Okay, and then come to Tadasana. Be close to your blocks. So stand close to your blocks. I know I turned, but I'm just going to face you guys. Okay, stand with your feet parallel. Stand with them about hip distance apart. Lift and spread your toes for a moment. Feel the arches engage, the arches lift. Press the base of your toes down and then press the pads of your toes down. Press evenly through your inner and outer heel. And then draw energy up. Feel like you're pulling energy up so that the muscles of your legs feel really strong, like you're hugging muscles to bones, like you're doing a little self-embrace. You're embracing that inner part of yourself. And now here's what I want you to really think about is this sense of, I want you to close your eyes and think about what does it feel like when you are standing tall in your truth, when you are doing what you are meant to do in the world? What does that feel like on the inside? You know, in Anusara, we say inner body bright, meaning the whole inner body, the essence of your being is expanding 360 degrees around, like you're just, right? You feel expanded. You feel, it's almost like a feeling of pride. Your chest lifts a little bit, your shoulders back. There's some other way of feeling it or another image that is helpful to you. Just bring that image into your mind, but I want you to really feel what that feels like, to be standing in your truth, standing full of the thing that you love to do. And then keep that lift and the fullness and just let the arms float up. Stretch a little taller. Good, and then exhale and just fold forward. Take your hands down to your blocks. Of course, if you can reach the floor, that's fine. Your hands can go on whatever level of block works for you. Then come to your fingertips, lengthen your spine. Press your thighs back, stretch your spine long, so heart forward, neck long. And then exhale and just bend your elbows and let yourself round over. Come back to that long spine. If you need to bend your knees, you can bend your knees if the back of the legs feel tight. Push down into your feet, take your hands to your hips. Good, press into your feet and come on up. Let your arms release by your sides. Again, come back to that feeling of fullness and lift in the inner body. And then inhale, let the arms float up again. Exhale, fold forward, hands to blocks or floor. Inhale, lengthen, so thighs back, heart forward. Exhale, bend your knees. Step your right foot way back to the back of the mat. So you can either take your hands to the floor here, frame your foot with your hands, or you can just move the blocks back. But you want wherever your hands are, whether on floor or blocks, you want them in line with your foot. That's it. And then push from the center of your pelvis back to your right heel. Extend that leg really long. And then from the center of your pelvis, push forward into your left knee. And from the center of your pelvis, extend your spine out long. Yeah, that's good, Michael. You can even put your elbows down if that's not good on your wrist. But. Okay, take one more breath. Get a little longer in your back leg and in your spine. Yeah, feeling good. Okay, inhale, step forward. Move your blocks forward, fold over. Bend your knees, step your left foot back. You're using blocks, slide them back again. Yep, very good. Back leg strong. Firm that back thigh. Let the front knee descend, let the spine lengthen. So it's like we pull in first, we connect into our essence, we embrace the gifts that we have, and then we share them out to the world. How does that serve the world? Let the pose itself be in service of that. One more breath. Oh, that's good, Michael. Okay, good. Inhale and step forward. Move your blocks forward and front. Good. Now in your forward bend, keep your right leg really straight. Bend your left knee. Let your left hip just sink down a little bit. So right leg straight. That's it. You got it, Charlotte. Yep. Yep. You got it. The hips can be not level for this one. So often we're keeping the hips level, but not for this one. Let your left hip be below your right hip. Press your weight a little more to your right foot. Yep. Okay, and then switch. Bend your right knee. Straighten your left leg. Take your time. You can let your right hip be a little below your left hip. Okay, so the front view looks like that. You need to see it. Hip below hip. Weight a little bit more to the left foot. Okay. Then both knees a little bit soft. Push down into your feet. Look forward, lengthen your spine. Inhale, come on all the way up with a long spine. Reach and stretch up tall. Good. Taller, taller, bigger, brighter, fuller. Okay, exhale, release your arms. Good. Set your blocks over to the side. And however, whatever way you want to take that, set your blocks to the side. Okay. Turn and face the long edge of your mat. Step your feet wide apart. Yeah, face whatever direction feels easy for you. Okay, good. Make your legs nice and strong. Press down through your feet one more time. Really connect into the whole foot on the floor, and then pivot on your right foot. Turn your right foot out for warrior two. See that your right heel lines up with the instep of your left foot. Good. And then as you bend into your right knee, keep your shoulders back over your hips. Press your right knee straight ahead. So for most of us, it feels like we have to press towards the pinky toe side of the foot. Yeah. Keep your left foot grounded. Without tightening your shoulders or the space between the earlobes and the shoulders, lift your arms to the sides. You got it. Draw the outer shoulder blades in so your heart lifts and opens. Good. Then can you create that same feeling in the upper body of inner fullness, of brightness, of connecting into your gifts, of knowing that they're there. Just be so full that it just lifts you up more fully into the pose. Okay, good. Release your arms, straighten your front leg. Watch me. We're going to come into Trikonasana. I want you to keep this sense of inner body fullness and the side body lengthening. Just watch for a minute. So often when we come into triangle, we're here because we're like, I want to touch the floor, you know? I promise you, nothing magical happens when you touch the floor. The magic happens when you keep the spine really long. So even if you're here, I like this way better than this, right? You see how everything can stay spacious that way. Okay, so stretch your legs out long. Stretch your arms out long. Move from the realm of ego. So ego is, I gotta just touch the floor, right? That doesn't really serve us. I mean, if you can touch the floor, that's fine. But if you can't, then whatever, right? Then be at the point where you can keep your spine low. Let the hips shift a little left. Stay long in the torso. Yes, reach out and over. Let your hand land. As soon as you feel resistance, just let your bottom hand, your right hand land. Yes, beautiful, you guys. Now move your top shoulder back, both shoulders, but the top shoulder a little more. Move your head back a little more. Yeah, and then just stretch right where you are. Be full, exactly who you are. Extend your gifts out to the world, forward, back, up, down, all directions. Good. Push through your feet. You can look down first. That helps with the balance. And then come on back up. Very good. That looked awesome. Okay, do the second side. So turn the right foot in a smidge. So when we go to the second side, that foot tends to like to turn out, right? So make sure you're turning it in a little bit. And then pivot fully on the left foot so the left toes are pointing straight ahead. Heel to instep. Good. Bend your left knee. See that the knee lands over that ankle, not over the toes. So Sheila, you could go a little longer unless you feel wobbly and then ignore it.
I feel a little wobbly.
Well, then don't. If you're wobbly, then don't. Okay, shoulders over hips. Arms out without tightening or tensing at all the tops of your shoulders. Beautiful. Lovely, you guys. Stretch from your pelvis down through your legs to your feet. Stretch from your pelvis to the crown of your head. Stretch from your shoulder blades to your fingertips. Get bigger, fuller on the inside. Take one more breath. Good. And release your arms, straighten your front leg. Good. So just get there first. Tighten up the muscles. Not in a way that locks out your knee. So if you tend to be a knee locker, right? Fire up your calf muscles so the back of the knee stays a little soft, but straighten your legs. So Sharon, straighten the left leg for triangle. Straighten them both. Not to hyperextend, but to straight. Inhale, arms up again. Good. And then stand. And the way that you stand when you're standing tall in your truth, when you are feeling the love, the joy that comes from doing what you love and the gift that you are to the world. Good. Keep it. Lean over. Don't let it round. Don't let your spine round. Stay open in the front body. Once you hit resistance, just drop your hand right where you are. Yep. Take some weight into your hand. Move your top shoulder back. If your neck bothers you, look forward or look down. If your neck feels okay, you can look up. And then just take 2 more breaths to stretch fully into yourself. Stretch yourself and your gift fully out into the world in this moment in just the way that only you can do it. Okay. If you feel wobbly, look down first. Push to your feet. Come on up. And release your hands. Lovely. Good. Turn your feet in. Step in. I like the little crossover march. Yep. All right. Creaky today, you guys. Holy cow. Oh, yes, I am. I spent the whole weekend. I snowshoed like 17 miles this weekend in cross country ski. So believe me, I'm creaky. Okay. Face forward. Feet hip distance, then step your right foot back. Right heel down for warrior 1. Yeah. So we're gonna try to get the heel down. So you might have to, so you can turn your toes out to make that happen. That's it. Then pivot your hips, turn your right hip forward, bend into your left knee. Okay. Now hold your lower body steady and from your pelvis, root down into your feet. So you feel really steady and grounded just here and now in this body. And then lengthen up out of your pelvis. Make your lift your ribs off your pelvis, lift your shoulders up a little bit, and then go arms up. You can go to cactus arms if your shoulder feels tight. You can always go wider with your arms. That's it. Good. Now the back body tends to collapse. Your low back tends to collapse in this pose, right? So get really full there. Breathe into that. Send all the gifts that you have to offer out through the back of your waistline in the form of your breath. And then up to your chest and out through the front of your heart and up to your fingertips. One more breath. Okay. Reach your hands. Step forward. Once we move towards a more back bendy pose, we tend to get collapsed here. I get very collapsed here. I have a very bendy back. But one of the ways, so all sorts of ways we can work with that is, draw the front ribs back, drop the tailbone. Those are all good ways, tone your belly. But another way you can do it is really using the breath and having that sense of fullness of who you are, breathing into the back of your waistline. Right? That's just another way to keep spaciousness there. Okay, step your left foot back. Left heel down. That's it. Back toes are turned in a little bit more, turn them forward more, so that then you can turn that hip forward more. So more forward, that's it. So then your hip can wrap around, you can face front and bend into your right. Yeah, just like that. Is that too long? You're good. All right. Okay, good. All right, stretch down through your legs. Ground yourself in the present moment, in here, right now, just your own gifts, ground into them. Then let them fill you up front to back. It's like you feel a 360-degree expansion around your waistline. Inhale your arms up. Good. Keep that expansion in the back body and maybe start to move your shoulders back a little bit more. Maybe move your head back a little bit more. Connect into your gifts and then send them out into the world. How do they serve? How can you use your gifts out into the world for the good of yourself and the good of everyone? For the joy of yourself and the joy of everyone. Okay, release your arms. And step over. Woo! Okay, do a little march. Bring the blocks back in front of you. Yep. Yep, good. Stand in front of your blocks. We're going to step back. So if you're facing forward, so Michael, we're going into lunge. So I don't know if you want to do this one or if you want to put hands on the wall and just do it that way, right? Okay. Back to Tadasana. Back to legs strong, thigh bones back, tailbone tucked down gently, side body lengthening and inner body just stand tall in your truth, in your unique expression of divinity. On your next inhale, arms to the sky. Good, exhale, fold forward, take your hands down to blocks or floor, whatever's available, bend your knees. Step your right leg back. And we're going to drop the knee down. So drop it down, and then if you need to grab a blanket or you need to just fold your mat over, if you need more padding, you can do that. If you're okay with the knee on the floor, stay there. Okay, squeeze your legs together. Take your hands up to your front thigh. Back your hips up a little bit. So back out of the pose a little bit. Tuck your back toes if they're not tucked, so your legs are supporting you, squeezing in. And then get your torso upright. Get your shoulders back over your hips. Reconnect into that sense of the inner body being full and bright with the fullness that is only your own particular being can be in the world. Fill up with that. Good. Then arms to the sky. You got it. If you're feeling a lot of stretch into your low back or in your back hip flex or your quadriceps, stay here. If you want to take it into a little bit more of a back bend, let your hips shift forward, pull your left heel to your left sibling. That's it. You got it. Lengthen up. Keep the length in the back body. Keep the fullness around the torso. You got it. Oh, good, Michael. You got it. All right, hands back down. Use your blocks here if you need. Lift your back knee up. You got it. Step forward with that foot and switch your legs. Shift your blanket over, fold your mat over, whatever you need to do. Get your left knee down. Take your hands to your front thigh. That's what we'll do on the first side. All right, squeeze your legs in towards each other. Embrace your unique form. The muscles embracing, hugging the bones. And then feel that God or goddess embryo expanding within you, like you're pregnant with it, but not just in your belly, in the whole of your being expand. Keep that lift, take your arms to the sky. Good. Keep the tailbone drawing down, the belly strong. If you want to sit into that front hip a little more, pull your right heel to your right side. And you know, and then just be here. Be with breath. One more breath. Good, release your hands. Okay, we're gonna come back to tabletop now. So just shift that left knee back to meet the, or right knee back to meet the left. Okay, set your blocks over to the side and come onto hands and knees. All right, good. Do a little circle or cat and cow, just settling into yourself here in this position. All right. And then I'm going to turn around so the back is into you. Okay, now bring your shoulders right over your wrists. Bring your weight to your left hand a little bit. Grip your left fingers down. Press the knuckles, all the knuckles of your hand down so that you're really anchored in your fingers and your knuckles, and your wrists should almost feel a little bit light. And then stretch your right leg back behind you, toes on the floor, and then drop your right heel. You got it. Okay, now you can stay here, or you can kickstand your left leg a little bit back behind you. That helps with the balance, because now we're going right arm to the sky. Yep. So if you feel wobbly, just kick your right leg, your left leg back behind you a little bit. Okay, good. Now push down through your legs, push down into your hand. Fill your inner body with breath, fill your inner body with the spirit that is only your spirit, and then turn it towards the sky a little more, moving your top shoulder back. One more breath. And then sweep your arm over your ear, take a little side body stretch on the way down, and bring that hand all the way back down to mat. Good, sit hips back to heels. And turn your palms up and squeeze out your wrist for a moment. Just give a little release in the wrist. One of the teachings of the Buddha is that he says your work is to discover your world, and then with all your heart, give yourself to it. That's our practice. Give yourself to it. Okay, tabletop again. So we're bringing the weight to the right hand this time, gripping the right knuckles down, the thumb, the base of all the fingers of the thumb, and then left leg behind you. Spin the left heel to the floor. Be on the instep of your foot. Again, right leg can kickstand back behind you a little bit for balance. Left arm to the sky when you're ready. You got it. Oh, Michael, that's good. I like that. Good, fill up. Fill up on the inside. Radiant with the inner light of your unique and particular being. Get fuller, get lighter with it. Stretch it to the tips of your fingers. Good, and then circle your arm over your ear. Take a little shoulder stretch on the way down and come back to your tabletop. Good, go knees wide this time. Hips back to heels, extended child's pose, arms reaching out in front, outer hips drawing back and down. All right, let's come out onto the belly for a moment. So come all the way down onto your belly. And just take a moment to rest your head on your hands and come to breath. All right, then work your legs here first. So get the legs set to hug your legs towards each other. They don't have to be touching, but you want to hug them in, outer the inner ankles towards each other, the toes pressing down. Tone the muscles of your legs. Press your knees down and your tailbone down at the same time. And that's going to make your pelvis and your back a little more happy. So knees down, tailbone and pubic bone down. All right. Keep all that work in the legs, but slide your hands out to the side. So maybe thumb on the mat, fingertips on the floor. So go wide with your hands. Thumb on the mat, yeah, like that. So you're pretty wide. Okay, now lift your head in line with your shoulders. So you're up like an inch or two. Good. Stretch from the pelvis back to the toes. Long through the legs. Now from your pelvis, stretch to the crown of your head. Get longer. And now start to press into your fingers and imagine you could expand your rib cage all the way out to your elbows, front to back, and press yourself up a little bit more. Any amount more. That's it. You got it. Expand your ribs out, your back ribs, back and out wide. And at the same time, draw your shoulders and your head back. One more breath. Okay, release, lower down. Good, turn your cheek over to the side. Just rest for a moment. If you want to rest your head on your hands, that's fine. Okay. We're going to roll to the right side now. Roll onto your right side, rest your head on your arm, or if you want to use a blanket, of course, you can put your head on a blanket or a pillow if you're at home. Yeah. Bend up your knees. Bring your knees up in front. That's just for balance. Okay, then reach and catch your left foot with your left hand. That's it for thigh stretch. Activate your toes. So spread out the toes a little bit. Make your foot active. Activate the muscles in the lower leg, below the knee. Now, your knee lightly lifted up. Draw it down. So bring your right knee down towards your left knee a little bit. Yeah. Now pull your heel towards your butt a little more. Good. Now move your knee back behind you a little more. Keep your heel to your butt. That's it. Big stretch in the front of the thigh, yeah? Everybody got a stretch in the thigh?
Yeah.
Well, stunned into silence. That's okay. All right, one more breath here. Okay, good. Then slide your hand to your knee, pull your knee up towards your armpit. So up high, like knee over hip, that's it. And then down towards your armpit. You got it. You got it. Yep. That's it. And then just circle it there a little bit, like little bitty circles. Go one way and then go the other way. Okay, excellent. We're gonna roll to the other side. So lay on your left side. I'll just sort of my back to you. All right. Knees bent. Catch your right foot behind you, so the thigh stretch first. That's it. Make your toes active, so the muscles in the lower leg below the knee are activated. Squeeze your top knee down towards your bottom knee, any amount. Of course, if you have pain in the knee with anything I'm telling you to do, just ignore me. Don't do it. If it's causing pain in your knee, just do what you need to do to mitigate that. Okay, or you can ask me and I can help you. Okay, pull your heel to your butt. Yes. Move your top shoulder back a little bit. Move your knee back a little bit. That's it. Big stretch into the hip flexor, into that thigh there. Stay steady with your breath, full with your breath. And if you're feeling tightness in your low back, again, using the breath to stay full in the back body can be really helpful here. Okay, good. Release that foot, slide your hand to your knee. Draw your knee up towards your armpit, so knee up over hip. So take your knee towards the ceiling, Michelle, that's it. And then circle, little circles here. Circle one way, and then circle around the other way. You got it. Okay, drop that knee down, just rest on your side for a moment. Good. Okay, press yourself up to seated. Then, oh, actually, I lied. Come to your back. I want to do one more thing on your back. I lied. Do one more thing on your back. Come lay down on your back. One more hip stretch before we get into our pigeon. Okay, cross your right ankle over your left knee. Yep. Take your hands on your hip points, so right in the front of your pelvis, hands on hip points. And feel how your right hip wants to be lower than your left hip. You feel that? So lift them in line with each other. Hold them level with each other, so it's not lower on the mat. Lift it up, but at the same time, press your knee away from you without letting your hip drop, and you should feel a deeper hip stretch as you do that. Okay, keep all that. Bring your left knee in. Don't use your arms yet. So just have your arms by your sides. Let your left leg do the work. That's it. Good. Yep. Perfect. Now reach through. Thread your right arm between your legs. Draw the left knee in. Try to keep in your awareness the hips level with each other and the right knee pressing away. And breathe. Okay, exhale and release that, and then switch sides. So drop your right foot, cross your left ankle on top. Activate your foot, so the toes, again, the lower leg is active below the knee. And again, if having your hands on the hip points is helpful to feel, you can do that. If you can feel it without using your hands, of course, that's fine too. But level off the hip points and then press your left knee towards the front edge of your mat. Keep all that. Lift up your right foot. Yep, good work. That's it. Try to stay relaxed in your shoulder, in your eyes, in your brain. It's a lot of information. All right, thread through. Hold your right leg. But if I'm ever giving like 10,000 instructions and it just feels like too much, just ignore me. Do your best. Breathe. That's it. That's all you gotta do. Do your best. Breathe. Be nice to yourself. That's it. All right, one more breath. Okay, and then release your feet down to the mat. You can do a couple windshield wipers here. Okay. And roll to your side and come on up. And now we're going to use the bolster or blankets. If you've got blankets at home, you can use stacked blankets for this one. Probably need at least 2, probably 3. And it might be that you need a blanket on top of the bolster also. So let me show you what we're doing, and then you can see what props you need. So the bolster is going to go across the mat like this. turn the lights off, but I think you can still see fine. Okay, so here's how we're gonna start. We're gonna sit on the bolster and we're gonna be in this position. So the right knee is gonna be in front, sitting on the bolster, and the left leg off to the side. Yep, so sit on top of it on your blanket or your bolster. And if this isn't gonna work, you can do an ankle over knee standing, or it looks like you're, yeah, that way. Okay, that should probably be easier.
A little bit.
A little bit. Okay, good. Now lean forward. Take your hands in front of you, in front of your right shin. That's good. And now just start to work this left leg back behind you. Yep. So not over to the right, just straight back. So it can go off to the left a little bit more, much more to the left actually. But try to roll yourself until your right sit bone and your left thigh are resting on the bolster. Yeah, and then you can take your elbows forward and you can come onto your elbows. All right, so the idea is that, so slide this one, yeah, but more like this.
You're making it harder.
You are, turn onto your foot, top of your foot, just like that, just like that. Does that feel reasonable?
Feels a lot better.
Oh, good, walk your torso over this way to the left, just like that. How's that, okay?
Good.
Reasonable?
Yep, thank you.
Good. If you have any pain in your knee, abort mission. Should not be pain in your knee. Please tell me, I can give you other things to do. Other ways of coming in that might feel more reasonable for you to do. Okay. Take 2 more breaths here. Let your right sit bone and your left thigh bone be heavy on the bolster. And then let your heart just sink down a little bit. Let your shoulder blades slide onto your spine. Okie dokie. To come out, lean to the right, swing that left leg around. Alrighty, we did it. Do the other side. So you're gonna go left leg in front, turn the other way, go left. So we start like this, knee to the side, leg in front. Then we walk our hands forward. So your left sit bone should feel really heavy onto the bolster, right? Slide your right knee out to the right more. Sheila, right knee more to, yeah, like that, like that, like that. Okay, then start to walk the right leg back behind you, just straight back. And try to roll the front of your right thigh to touch the bolster. And then drop your elbows. And if it's hard to either get your hip or your thigh down, if you put another blanket on top, that should help. How's that feel, Sheila? Okay?
All good.
Good. You can walk your torso a little more right, like elbows more right. Yeah. Good. You got it. Michael, that looks good. Yep, you have a good hip stretch there. All right, here's our pigeon version. And I chose this pose because this is a really hard pose. And it's really challenging to do, and it's, you know, it's not simple, it's complicated. And so I could have picked a really easy pose to do, and so, you know, it feels easy to embody ourselves in that way. But when you can do the really hard things in your yoga practice and be kind to yourself and find joy and still stay connected to an inner presence of spirit, that feels steady within you, then that's good. You know, that's the work. So that then when we go out into life, when life feels really hard, because it is, we can do the same thing. We practice it here. That's what we're practicing when we say we're practicing yoga. Okay, to come out, shift your weight left, swing that right leg around. Yeah, or if there's any other reasonable way of getting out, you can do that. All right, let's do one more. All right, we're good. We've got a little time. Let's do a twist, a release here. So turn your bolster this way now. So long ways, have it in front of you. It doesn't matter if it's back, it's fine. I just don't want it confusing how you're coming into it. So the bottom leg, you've got the bolster pulled to the short side of the bolster touching your thigh or blanket, whatever you're using. And then take your hands one on either side of the bolster. So you're facing the back, that's fine. Good, and then lower your belly straight down. You can bring your elbows to the mat, and then you can rest, you'll rest your cheek on the bolster. You can turn your head towards your same direction as your knees, or you can turn in the opposite direction. That'll be a little more twist for your spine, but see how your neck feels and what serves your neck. Good, good, Michael, that's it, yep. And then just let yourself go, let the bolster support you. If your shoulders can't relax where they are, just slide your elbows out wider so you can really let your shoulders relax. Yeah, good. Really just let your shoulders release towards the mat. Let your head be heavy, torso heavy. Let your ribs be heavy. Your hips on the floor, releasing. One more deep breath in. And long exhale out. Good, then slide your hands underneath your elbows, push into your hands to come up, use your arm muscles to help you. Good. Then swing your legs the other way. So it's into the hip. It's hard to see the bolster on the video, I know, but into the hip. The legs are just sort of stacked loosely. One hand on either side. That's good. And then lay your belly straight down. Elbows to the floor. So again, your face can be facing the direction of your knees or the opposite direction. Either way is fine. You need to adjust anything to be able to soften any amount more. Do that. You need to take your elbows wider to really let your shoulders release. Take your elbows wider. Yes, good. That's good work. You got it. Soften completely. Let the bolster support you. Let your breath support you. Let the fullness of your own spirit support you. Universe, there's an overall plan which you can only contribute by being fully, completely who you are, by doing your best, by seeking your truth, by following your heart, by finding joy in the way that you express your gifts and the way that you offer them to others in your life. Okay, slide your hands under your shoulders and press down into your hands to bring yourself back up. All right, good. Come set the bolster to the side, but in a way that you can reach it. Yep, or a pillow, whatever you're using, that's it. And then come lay down onto your back. And we'll just do hips up onto the bolster. So lift your hips and we'll slide the bolster underneath. So if we do the block sometimes, it's nice to do it with the bolster sometimes. So hips will go on the block, so bridge your hips up. And then slide the bolster under. I can help if you need help. Looks like we've all got it. That's it. Good, go cactus arms, arms out to the sides, shoulders resting on the mat. Yeah, if you get your hands down to the floor, that's good. Or else open up the angle of your elbows so your hands can come down. I just want your arms to be relaxed. Yeah, do whatever feels relaxed. That's it. Let the tops of your shoulders release down. Let your pelvis be really heavy on the bolster. Let your shoulders and your head be heavy on the floor. You can stay here if you want to do a little restorative, a little inversion rather. You can stretch your legs up towards the ceiling, stretch your legs up straight. If you'd rather just keep feet on the floor, of course, that's totally fine. Let your nervous system settle. Let your breath become deeper and calmer. Let the thoughts in your mind become a little more still. A little more space between the thoughts. Allow yourself to be present, to be with yourself, just a quiet, effervescing joy, allowing your body to be just exactly how it is. If your legs are up, just bend your knees, bring your feet back down to the floor. Good, then lift your hips and slide the bolster forward so that then you can rest your knees over the bolster. That's it. Let your legs just drape over it. this bothers you, of course, you can set it to the side and you keep it. All right, good. Then just keep your right leg where it is. Pull your left knee in towards your chest. Circle that knee a few times. Circle one way and then the other. And then bring your hands behind your thigh, lace your fingers together and press your thigh bone away from your belly into your hands. So instead of pulling it to your chest, push it away. So just a low back release, like that. Stretch your leg up straight, yep. Okay, good. And then let that leg come down over the bolster, bring your right knee in, make some circles. Circle one way and the other. Good, and then slide your hands to the back of your thigh, stretch your leg up straight. Push your thigh bone into your hand. Let your shoulders stay relaxed. All right, good. And then rebend your knee and just let your right leg come next to your left leg. Drape your legs over your bolster. Take your arms by your sides, turn your palms to the sky. Soften your body. Let your skin soften. Let your muscles soften. Feel the whole skeleton, all the bones of your body just releasing to gravity into the earth. Be aware of any tightness or tension or gripping that you're feeling and just let go. Let go in all the places that you know that you usually need to. Most of us, it's the shoulders, it's the jaw, it's the eyes, it's the hips. And then let go in all the subtle places, softening, softening. As the body relaxes deeply, turn to your heart. Turn to the self within. The very essence that is pure potentiality, that is suffused with divinity. And rest in that awareness. Now, let your breath deepen. Let your body stretch. Breathe again, whatever way feels good to you. Feeling with you that sense, the essence, spirit within the God or goddess embryo that's there. Even as your awareness travels back to your body, to your day, the tasks of the day. Begin to find your way onto your side. And then all the way back up to seated. Sit on your bolster if you like, or in any way that you like, and I'll share with you the Mr. Chopra's ideas for applying the law of Dharma or purpose in life. Today, I will lovingly nurture the God or goddess in embryo that lies deep within my soul. I will pay attention to the spirit within me that animates both my body and my mind. I will carry a consciousness of timeless, eternal being in the midst of time-bound experience. I will make a list of my unique talents, then I will list all the things that I love to do while expressing my unique talents. When I express my unique talents and use them in the service of humanity, I create abundance in my life as well as the lives of others. I will ask myself daily, how can I serve? How can I help? The answers to these questions will allow me to help and serve my fellow human beings with. Dharma is a big topic in the Bhagavad Gita. Probably my favorite line in the whole of the Gita is in chapter 3, where Arjuna tells, Krishna tells Arjuna, it is better to do your own Dharma poorly than try to do another's Dharma well. My favorite line from a Lady Gaga song is, you're beautiful in your way because God makes no mistakes. You're on the right track, baby. You were born this way. All right, bring your hands to your heart. Take one more opportunity to just fill up, to sit tall in a way that expresses the divinity of your own heart all the way to the outside of your skin. And then let's close together with one Om. If you'd like to join, take a deep breath. Namaste. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.